this week we're going to talk about our 2 or 3 days in Ireland. So we decided to go on a week-long vacation during Easter and skip some school. Actually, like 4 days of school, but it's fine. So we left Helsinki on a Wednesday morning,
Yeah.
and we got to Ireland that evening. We stopped by Sweden and whatever. And our very first impressions of Ireland, for me at least, was that I liked it because the first sign that I saw was in English. So, yeah, first
Very
impression.
true. I liked Ireland. Like, the people were really friendly. It was so green. Like, literally everything in Ireland is green. I appreciated the green.
Yes. Yeah, we left the airport, and so back to our old trips, it took us like $30 to go from the airport to the like cities in most of the cities that we went to, but in Ireland it only cost us $6, so that was nice. So we get on the bus to go to our hotel from the airport, and we didn't realize that Ireland also drove on the left side of the road instead of the right side of the road. So we were kind of shocked at Ireland. We thought just London did that, but
England.
whatever. But yeah, so fun fact, they drive on the left side of the road. So we get on the bus, and we actually miss our stop, and then we walk a bunch, and we finally find the hostel. And I know in like a few videos ago, we said that we are no longer hostel people, we are hotel people. But we decided that we are save money people.
Really broke at this point.
Yeah. So we found ourselves in another hostel, and that was just fantastic. Extremely sarcastic if you didn't get that. So the very first day that we're in Ireland, we kind of just like go to sleep because we're tired. And how much sleep do you think we got that night?
Maybe an hour.
I would say like maybe an hour or two, yeah, around there. Yeah, there was like this group of guys the first night that would just like randomly slam the door as loud as it can be.
There was 20 people in that room, so every like 5 minutes someone would get up, and there was 2 doors like back to back, so it was like they slammed the door twice in a row. And
there was this girl next to us who like got there at like 4 in the morning or something like that, and she literally sat on my bed while I was sleeping.
She put like I was sleeping on the top, and she like put her hand and her other hand on her bed, and then literally jumped on my bed to get on hers, and I was like, but no.
Could have used the ladder, but no, I woke up and I was just terrified because I was like, somebody's in my bed. But eventually she left, so it was fine. She didn't even take off her shoes or anything because she was so tired. She went to sleep, yeah. The person next to, so like they were a bunch of bunk beds, like back. And the person right next to me, like probably, I don't know, meters, like a meter away from me. She was sick, so that was just fantastic.
Yeah.
Sarah got sick from her.
I'm not sick enough in Finland.
That's such a
I'm
true
still
statement.
sick, actually.
Sarah's always sick. Your poor little immune system.
I know, it's awful.
So the very first night, we just woke up a lot, whatever. So then we decided that we were in Dublin and we needed to get to Cork to go to the Blarney Stone. So we found out that the buses were on strike, which if anybody from Ireland is watching this, you should tell us why they were on strike, like officially, because we got like 4 different answers while we were
I think we got that they were protesting they were cutting some routes going to.
I also heard that they wanted higher wage, and
Who even knows?
Yeah. So April of 2017, please tell us why they were on strike, because we're very curious. It made our life a little harder. So we found out that one bus could go to Cork, and it would take like 4.5 hours or something like that. So we're looking for that one bus, and it's like Dublin Coach or something like that. But then we see a sign on a little store that says like buses to Cork, like get your ticket here. So we were like, okay, cool, like yeah. So we bought this bus ticket, and then we go to the stop, and the time that the bus is supposed to be there is just like, there's no bus. So then we find this random guy in a suit that's talking to like another random guy, and we're like, hey guys, do you have any idea if like this bus company stops at this stop, or are we at the wrong stop? And they were like, all the buses are on strike right now, so we don't know what you're talking about. But then this guy literally stands there for 30 minutes and is like calling people and like trying to get us our money back from the ticket, and like finding exactly where we're supposed to go and like what company goes there and all of this different stuff. He was so helpful.
He's probably the nicest guy like
I've ever met in my entire life.
He was so nice. Everyone in Ireland, actually in the UK, are just so nice. Like, oh my gosh.
Even before that happened, we like went to the bus station before we realized that like all of the buses were on strike, and somebody on strike came up to us and was like, hey, like, what are you guys doing here? Like, the entire building's closed. We're on strike. And we were like, we're supposed to get to Cork, but we don't know how to. And he was like, oh, I can tell you exactly how to get there with this one bus company. And we were like, aren't you on strike? Like, aren't you not supposed to want us to get there, I guess?
Yeah, it's really adorable. They're so cute. And to end conversations, like, they always say cheers. It's so cute. Like, he would be on the phone, and he would be at the end of conversation, he'd be like, cheers, goodbye. It's so cute.
I love the cheers. Yeah, so we barely missed the bus that day to go to Cork. So we were like, all right, let's just walk around.
I could not wake up. Oh my gosh.
Mm-hmm.
I keep yawning, like I can't wake up.
Oh. But we just kind of like walked around Dublin, and we tried to find some stuff. So other interesting people that we met. We didn't really see a lot in Dublin.
No, there's some really cool buildings. The big river.
Yeah. We met a lot of interesting people, though.
We don't really know what we saw, to be honest.
Yeah. So we're walking past, I don't know, some important road in Dublin, and we come across like this guy in like a bright yellow like sweatshirt, and he comes up to us and starts talking to us, and like instantly I'm just thinking, oh my gosh, he is going to try to sell us something or like ask for money, and I'm just gonna be annoyed and whatever. But this guy was so nice.
Technically he asked for money though.
He did ask for money, and then we lied to him. But we'll get to that. So this guy is like, hey guys, like obviously I'm wanting something. That's why I'm talking to you. But let's get to know you first. And was like asking us where we're from. It was funny because she had a Berlin sweatshirt on, and I had an Italy sweatshirt on. And he said, your guys' hoodies say Italy, but your accent says North America. And I think it's funny because I don't think we sound like Mexican or Canadian.
I totally sound Canadian. What are you talking about?
So he's like, so where are you guys from? And we started talking about like nobody in Europe really knows where Missouri is, so we kind of just say like the middle of the United States. Or recently I have decided that I'm from Chicago, and I'm not. And Sarah's from Chicago too, which is what I tell people, but she's even farther away from Chicago.
Go with Memphis.
Yeah. So apparently I'm from Illinois, and so we're talking to him about like our school there, and he's asking like why we're in Europe and all of that stuff. It's like 10 minutes of like just generally interested in who we are as people. And then he's like, okay, so what are you guys doing in Dublin? Like, I can tell you all of these recommendations for what to do, and it'll be great. And we're like, okay, yeah, so we want, like, things to do that doesn't have to do with drinking, because Europe just loves to drink, apparently. And so he is telling us, like, all of these cool things to do that doesn't have to do with alcohol. So We tried to find multiple of them, but we got lost multiple times. So then he finally gets to like why he wanted money, and he just wanted to, I don't know, it was a weird way of asking for a donation because we weren't allowed to just like give him money. He wanted like money per month for the next year or something like that. And I even asked like, can I just give you something one time? And he was like, not unless it's 180 euros. And I'm like, props not. Sorry.
Yeah, I know.
So we lied to him and we were like, we'll think about it and we'll come back. Then we never came back.
I would have given him money if we could just give him like money there that wasn't $180.
Yeah. Yeah, but he was extremely nice. We did see is it just the Dublin Castle?
Yes.
Castle of Dublin,
The
whatever.
Dublin Castle.
Yeah, we saw that day, and we came across this really pretty like memorial garden.
Oh, yeah.
So those were really pretty. I liked those.
Yeah, it's not that big of a tourist place, but it's still pretty cool.
We went to a lot of like little souvenir shops because that's our favorite thing to do apparently. Yeah, I so appreciate that Ireland like embraces its stereotype of green and leprechauns so much. It's so
love
great.
it.
Little side note, if you're staying in an old building in Finland, and you take showers regularly, like how you should, and you have really blonde hair, your hair will turn green. So I felt right at home, very fit in
You can't see the
Ireland.
green in my hair, but you can see the green in Morgan's.
You probably can't on video because
Probably not.
my hair's green right now.
Pretty cool.
And I refuse to buy $30 shampoo, so I guess I'm getting even more green hair until I go back to
It
America.
looked great in Ireland. It looked great.
It did. My photos look so great. Whatever, I'll just Photoshop them if it gets that bad. But so anyway, then the next day we're like, we are going to Blarney Castle. We are doing this. We need to get to Cork. So we decided to get the 6 a.m. bus to Cork. But the problem was that we fell asleep that day, like actually really early. We both took like sleeping medicine.
Yeah.
And we've tried to go to sleep at like 9 their time, which was still kind of late for us because that would be not really that late, but like
11.
Yeah, whatever. It's relatively on the same time, 3 or 4 hour margin there. So we're sleeping, and this guy in our hostel. I feel really bad now, but while waking up, I was not.
I was so
mad.
angry.
This guy has that problem that he decides to scream in his sleep, which I realize it's not a decision, blah, blah, blah. But probably 10 times, he just started screaming.
I'm pretty sure, like, I was dreaming, and then it would be, like, inside my dream, and then I'd wake up, and he'd still be screaming, and then I was like, are you serious, though?
There was one time that he started screaming, and I literally woke up and I screamed. I was like, what? What's wrong? The very first time, it scared me like
yes,
no other.
I literally thought he was being like murdered, and I was like, "Oh shit, someone else is in here." And
every single person in that room.
Yeah, everyone woke up, and we were all like, "But what?
What happened?
Because
he got to stay asleep.
Yeah, it was so unfair, but yeah, we got like pretty much no sleep. Like I was up, like I just woke up at 3, and I just didn't go back to sleep because there was no point. Like he kept waking me up, so I was like, "Okay, I'm not going to sleep."
Yeah, we woke up officially at 5.
Yeah.
And then, so we get on this bus, and the bus was a 4.5 hour bus ride. And they were so nice, and they gave us Wi-Fi, and that was great. Except for halfway through, mine stopped working, and I couldn't get it.
Mine did it.
So on the 4-hour bus ride there and the 4-hour bus ride back, I only got 2 hours of Wi-Fi, and it was so boring. And I realized that's such a first world problem.
I got 8.
But she got 8. Why am I not special for the Wi-Fi?
The entire time. It was great. I was texting everyone. It was great.
I mean, I don't really have a lot of people to text, but I would like to have YouTubed. So, you know what? I'm upset about it. And I only had one Spotify playlist downloaded on my phone, and there was only like 4 hours of music on it. And I've listened to the same playlist every single time I get on a plane. So, like, I'm pretty sure I have every single one of those, like, 400 songs memorized by now.
Well, yeah, so that was the bus rides. But we got to Cork at, like, noon.
Yeah, I think it was.
Yeah.
No, it was like 10. We got to Blarney at like noon.
Oh yeah, okay, yeah. We got to Cork, and then it was another like 30-minute bus ride from Cork
a really
to
long
Blarney.
way away.
It really is. It would have been like 2 hours by train, but the trains are really expensive, so we didn't go by train. But yeah, we got to Blarney at like noon, and
we had like all of our luggage.
We checked out of our like hostel that morning because we were catching a plane that night, so we had like our suitcases and backpacks and stuff with us. So the first like shop that we actually go into before we get to the castle is this like gift shop. Like,
yeah, it was like a souvenir shop also, but it was like very like it was a family run thing. It was not like a chain or anything like that.
Yeah, but this woman, like, I bought a magnet, and I don't remember what you bought.
I bought this little adorable thing that's like this big and has like little 4-leaf clovers in it, and then it says write down a wish on this piece of paper, and then your wish will come true from the magical leprechauns. It's so cute.
My God. I bought a magnet because it was cute. But anyway, so we were talking to the woman that was running the place, and she was the only one that was working there. And she was asking us, like, why we were there and stuff. And then she was like, but how are you going to go to, like, the castle if you have all this luggage? And we were like, we didn't really think that through. And she was like, you can just leave it here. And we're like, not even you know what? It would be smart of us to leave all of our stuff with this complete stranger in the back of a souvenir store. So we did. Because
we're not really like good thinkers. We're kind of too trustful of people.
We're very impulsive.
We just kind of don't even think about it until after the fact. Like maybe we shouldn't talk to this complete stranger at midnight in a dark alley. Like maybe we shouldn't do that kind of stuff. But we never really think about that.
So we left all of our stuff with that complete stranger. And
I
she was
literally
just
left an $800 computer there. And
I did too, actually. Mm-hmm. And she was like, yeah, just make sure you're back before 6. And we're like, okay. And then we just left.
Right.
Like, it's fine.
It's fine.
And we get like lunch at this adorable little place.
Gosh,
it was so little.
Delicious.
And
it was so home.
Oh my gosh, it was so cute. It was like the the most homemade meal that I've had in like months, and
which is sad because we home make our own food.
Yeah, but that's so like.
That was literally the best place.
Yeah, they made homemade lemonade in like mason jars, and they had our like table number with the little like wooden spatula. It was so cute.
If you ever find yourself in Blarney, Ireland, I'm pretty sure it's like the only place there actually that like sells like good food. But
it's right next to the castle and gardens.
Yeah, and it's connected to this little ice cream place.
Yeah, but they're so cheap too. Like considering that it was right next to a big tourist attraction. But yeah, it was adorable. So we got lunch there, and then we headed to the castle, and it was about $12 for each of us to get in with a student discount, so it really wasn't terrible.
The only place in Ireland that you don't have to be an Irish student to get the discount.
Yes, it was great. And like you can really spend all day up in the castle, but we didn't have that much time because we had to catch a 4-hour bus ride and then a plane that night. So we didn't get to spend that much. It was a great
day of traveling.
Yeah. We didn't get to spend that much time there, but I mean, I think Blarney was like the prettiest place I've like ever been.
So, random fact about Morgan, I might have this serious like selective fear of heights, because half the time I'm perfectly fine with heights. Like honestly, I could go jump off a bridge and like parasailing would work too, and I'd be perfectly fine. But then other times like I'm literally like almost in tears, even being like a foot off the ground.
Yeah. So anyone that doesn't know Blarney Castle, it's like an old ruin of a castle, and you're supposed to kiss the Blarney Stone, which is a part of the top part of the castle for good luck. And the castle itself is not like really big, but it's really tall, and you have to climb up these really steep stairs with like this rope that you hold on to, really, really steep.
I think I made the old couple in front of us really uncomfortable because I was like, you know what? I've had 20 good years of my life. Like, I'm dying. So
it was like interesting.
I was so I don't think I have been more terrified. And like, I hate planes with a passion. And I think that I would rather get on a plane to America, which is an 8-hour plane ride for me, and not complain once than go on that dumb set of stairs.
And you can just look out the window. Like, you could literally just jump out the window. It was so great. Like, I loved it. And then you get to the top, and there's, like, only a wall on, like, one side. And you can just look over the top. And I was like, oh, it's great, because the landscape is amazing. It was green, of course.
You gotta say, though, that, like, okay, so also, most of you, unless you watched every single video of ours, probably don't know that I'm, like, extremely blind. So, like, depth perception is just not a thing for me. And those stairs were difficult to determine where the step was. So that really scared me, too. Because, like, if you fall down one of those, then you just go all the way around.
It's just like a spiral thing. But it was very pretty. Like, a green landscape. There was some cows.
It was a very
beautiful. Pretty. Like, the garden. There's a... Blarney Castle is, like, also... They've just built it up a lot in the last, like, 20 years. But it's now, like, an entire garden, so they have, like, trees and stuff. And first of all, they label all of their plants for whoever knows. I'm still, like,
I think
confused
it's funny
about
how interested you were in
because there was, like, hundreds of these labels on these plants. Like, even the trees.
Most, like, national...
But, like, the trees. Places. Like, all of the trees had labels on them. But, like, why? Like... That wasn't necessary. But anyway, so, like, if I ever wanted to know what the tree was, I could know. But it was really pretty, and so, like, you could look out and see the entire garden. And then, there was, like, a big line on the top of the castle to where you're trying to go kiss the Blarney Stone. And to do that, you, like, take off all your, like, bags and glasses. You can't have... Like, anything.
I had to take off my glasses and I'm so blind. I almost fell right there.
Yeah, so then you lay down and there's this man that's sitting next to you and then you lean back. Like, there's nothing there. Like, you could literally slide off onto the ground. But you lean back and hold your hands on these two metal, like, poles. Like, so you're literally, like, hanging off the side and he's holding your waist and, like, pushing you down. And he's like, yeah, you can go further.
This is an old man.
Yeah,
like,
really old.
He was not that strong.
And,
like, if I would have fallen, I would have died.
And then...
He would not have gone.
Like, my head was, like, completely... Like, here's the wall that stopped, and here was my head. Like, completely down over... Like, I was looking completely out of the castle, and I was like, I am gonna fall off this.
Extremely terrifying.
And then he pulls you back up, and it's all good. You just kind of kiss the bottom of the stone. So
literally
I did.
Just
great.
Hearing you describe that gives me more anxiety.
Yeah, it was fun.
Oh my gosh.
It was very fun.
I literally almost started crying.
And then you just gotta climb the stairs back down.
Oh yeah, that was fun too.
Yeah. I had a great time. I love the castle.
I'm just mad that the selectivity of fear just so happened to happen that day. And I don't know, this old couple kept laughing at me, and I didn't appreciate it.
It was pretty funny. But yeah, we took a little tour of the gardens at the end.
We found this place that has, like, these waterfalls, and, like, they call it the witch's stairwell or walk or something like that. I don't know. It was so cute. And so throughout all of Ireland, actually, like, our first day in Ireland, at the very end of the day, we were really tired, so we decided to sit down, like, against a building on the side of the street, because apparently we enjoy making people... Okay, so now they get this. So we decided to, like, sit down against the side of a building, and we probably made some people think we were, like, homeless or something. But we're taking a video class right now, and and we weren't allowed to bring a video camera with us.
No, I'm mad.
It's art, people. So we had, like, an idea of, like, doing our video and just putting, like, hundreds of pictures at, like, 18 frames per second really fast, so it's a video. And it's called animation. That's not correct. Animation or time lapse. So we were going to do it over just, like, tourist attractions and stuff like that. But then we thought about it, and there was not really all that many tourist attractions that we could take thousands of pictures of. So we decided that, like, one of my favorite type of photography is, like, street photography or, like, documentary style. So we decided to make our video about different people. So it became a game of how many people can we take pictures of without them noticing. And I realize all of you guys think we're creepy, but it's art, so I don't really care. But so we're literally like taking pictures of just people like walking away from us, like in front of us or whatever. You can't really see their faces or anything like that. You can't distinguish them. And but then we were like, we need people like walking towards us. So then we started taking pictures of like people walking towards us. And then we were like, now we need more diversity in our pictures. So like old people, children our age, like all these different things. And we ended up getting like 700 pictures of people. But of course, like we're not going to show anybody this video other than our class. But that was a fun time, like thing to pass the time, I guess, like walking around the city trying to find things. So after we are creepy and take random pictures of people, we get back on the bus and we go 4 hours
I think
with and without Wi-Fi.
Yeah, I think one of the really prettiest things about Ireland is the landscape, like the countryside of Ireland. So like the bus ride was actually really cool because they have just fields of green, but then there's like fields of yellow too, like this flower that makes them.
Did you see the stripy one, the white and black?
Huh? Yeah, they were growing it. But like there was this flower that like there's hundreds of them, so it makes the entire field yellow from a distance. So there's yellow and green, and then there's just thousands of sheep everywhere. Sheep and cows, like there's so many, and horses. But like I have just hundreds of pictures of sheep.
Hundreds of pictures?
Hundreds of sheep in the picture.
Oh, I was like, why?
No, there's a lot of sheep. So I like driving, like.
It was pretty.
Yeah, it was very pretty.
There was this guy that was sitting next to me on the bus. Or like across the aisle from me, and it's a 4-hour bus ride, and I don't think beer left his mouth for more than 2 minutes at a time. Like he was just drinking the entire time. I'm surprised that he wasn't like wasted on the way back, but he got off at the airport too, I think. But then we get to the airport, and we we get on our plane, obviously. And then we're in London, woo. So we'll make another video about London, and boy, do we have stories about London. London did not go as well as Ireland went. But yeah, overall, the people are so extremely nice. I think they're the nicest in the world that we have seen. Yeah. Ireland was the most like America, too, actually. It was a good, like, I don't know, like feeling to be kind of familiar with things just because they speak English. And Ireland and England both have like small talk. So that's fantastic. I miss small talk. And even like Ireland used it a little bit, but London used it all the time. The English system instead of the metric system. And it was just so fantastic hearing the word mile.
And cheers. I mean, cheers. You can't be unhappy with the country that literally says cheers after the conversation is over.
Cheers.
So, yeah, I love Ireland. I want to go back.
Yeah. My sister's fiance is an Irish citizen, so once they get married, she's going to be an Irish citizen, and they keep saying that they're going to move to Ireland, and I totally support that. So, yeah.
So that's our video about Ireland. Bye.